flipping back the calendar to examine notable films throughout cinema history, the good, the bad, and everything in between. This is Movie Review Rewind on Nashville Movie Dispatch. Welcome back for another episode of Movie Review Rewind here on Nashville Movie Dispatch. It is your host for the show, the EIC at SoBrosNetwork.com, Big Natural Stoney Keeley, joined as usual by my co-host for Movie Review Rewind. That's the name of the show. He is a board member of the Music City Film Critics Association. He is a member of the Southeastern Film Critics Association. He is our resident film critic here at Nashville Movie Dispatch, Mr. Big Shot himself, Brandon Vick. Brandon, how you doing today?
I'm good. I was a little concerned your cat was chewing on a wire.
Well, that's what I was just looking at too. And
I did get scared, but he's given up.
We've got a new setup in the studio. I say with air quotes that I think we've all, for all parties involved, have realized it's a much easier setup than before.
I like it.
But
I like it.
Part of it does include free roaming cats.
And that's part of the joy.
Yeah. So anyway, how are you doing today, Brandon?
Good, man. I don't know what month it is.
June. It is June of 2026.
Gosh. We're in the yucky part of the summer.
Summer blockbuster season, though.
Yeah, we're in the thick of it. The Passion of the Christ 2 is out. It's been a big deal.
Okay.
It is real. It's called The Resurrection of Christ. Whether it's out right now as people hear this, I'm not sure.
I can't remember.
But it is real. It is a real thing.
I can't remember if this episode is the first or second episode of June.
Oh, God. Now we're really screwed.
It's you've either heard the Virgin Suicides already or that's coming up next. It's
I'm
one of those
fine.
two.
It's hot. Go Titans. Whatever.
Tighten up. There we go. Yeah, tighten up.
Whatever the case may be at this stage.
And as we're off to do on Movie Review Rewind, we have brought in the big guns. He is our buddy Brett. Brett, how are you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad to be back. I don't know if you guys remember, I was on that cruise for a while that it was on the news, like it disappeared.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What happened with that?
You know, I'm not really at liberty to say right now.
Okay.
But I am glad to be back.
Was it dolphins? Blink twice if it was dolphins.
Well, there were dolphins there, yes.
Mm-hmm.
On the cruise.
Yeah. Well, we were headed for Thailand, and next thing I knew, we were in the Ukraine.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on. I need to Google cruises to Thailand because I think that sounds iffy.
Not realize
it was.
You could sign up for a 3-month cruise.
Free promotion.
It was unexpected.
No,
but I'm glad to be back. Is my point.
Yeah. No, I would be too.
Yeah.
God,
and
I would be too.
You know, can't think of a better way to bring a man home.
No, I can't.
Than 1994's The Mask.
I can't imagine. Thank God you made it.
Nothing was going to keep me from this.
Yeah. We said, hey, I don't know if you can make it, but we got a pretty important movie to come home to.
So, for those that don't remember.
He swam here.
For those that don't remember.
To Myrtle Beach.
You can hear the waves crashing against the beach as we record. The Mask is obviously referring to the Jim Carrey 90s classic, if you will, based on a comic book, which I did not even realize until I started putting my notes together for this show.
I knew about it, but it was after I'd already seen it as a kid. And I realized, this is actually like based on something.
And apparently the comic book was like not a slapstick comedy. It was very dark, very graphic, very
dog
violent.
Didn't put on a mask and act like a fool?
Well, I don't know. I didn't read it. But apparently they were trying to get this project off of the ground, but studios kept saying, no, it's too violent, it's too dark, it's too gross.
Let me guess, De Niro was originally
the dog.
I don't know.
Yeah.
There are a few like what ifs.
Okay.
Like Jim Carrey. I don't think this was all right.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Taking a page out of McCash's playbook.
Yeah. What's the drink?
I don't think this was written with Jim Carrey in mind. It was more about we've got the comic book property. Let's make a movie out of this. And Jim Carrey ends up being sort of, I don't want to say a blessing in disguise, but this is kind of an instance where everything just kind of falls into place.
I'm a little surprised to hear that, because the one thing I thought of all these years later, rewatching it for this, is that this is the perfect vehicle for the physicality that Jim Carrey brings, especially in the early 90s, where there's no other man that can have those facial expressions. I mean, they don't exist. It's his.
It's
so
interesting.
I can't imagine anything different.
You brought up the physicality of Jim Carrey, because there is a tidbit researching this film I found where he actually saved them money on CGI
because he could
actually move.
I believe it.
The way they needed the character to move.
Stuff
yeah.
Where the mask itself is on there, but it goes to his fantastic, outlandish facial expressions where.
Yeah.
How many times can you think of, like, he fits the cartoonish version of this movie where, I mean, forget the 90s. I just don't think anybody could do it like him.
Yeah.
And they tried, by the way, with Son of Mask.
Oh,
that
they
didn't
did.
work out too well.
So another component of the Jim Carrey factor here, the teeth were prosthetics that they had designed for shots where he did not have to talk, because they were so bulky and big.
They are. Yeah.
But Jim Carrey learned how to talk with them in his mouth, so they ran with it. And it's like, it's so funny to read. They had considered Rick Moranis for the role.
Yes. Rick Martel?
Martin Short.
Okay. Oh.
Robin Williams.
I could see Martin Short and Robin Williams. I really could.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage was considered for this role.
Maybe.
And Matthew Broderick, which is feels like a very different movie.
Yeah.
But it all falls
Robin
into
Williams
place.
Feels like the most, like, you'll get the most bang out of your buck.
Yeah. I'm really.
But he did Flubber, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he did. He's fine.
But this does kind of feel like, in hindsight, everything worked out pretty perfectly, because this is for I don't know how you guys would frame this. I don't want to speak for either of you, but I don't feel like this movie ages particularly well. Yeah. But it does still register something in me as that quintessential Jim Carrey run, his Hulkamania run.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to imagine anybody else playing the mask. And once you see him on screen, for me, it's hard to imagine anybody else playing this character.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I remember when we were first talking about doing this, and Brett said, besides The Godfather, this is the quintessential cinematic event.
Yeah.
And he loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I came back from my cruise to make sure
why
it
you
got
swam
its
to Myrtle
fair
Beach.
shake. Yeah.
It's why you swam
That's
to
right.
Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
No, it really, and honestly, and everything that worked out, Jim Carrey, it really is the savior of it, because I just don't know a person that can bend and shape the way that he does.
Yeah.
But it's so cartoonish and outlandish, and I have no idea about the comics. I've never read it. I didn't even know about it when I first saw it as a kid. But that's the highlight. Like, the story itself, I think, is a mess. I think anytime the mask is on anybody else, it does not work. I do remember the villain one because it was creepy.
I remember being terrified as a child.
Yeah,
it was creepy.
too.
And you know, he
Mask.
recently, and I don't know the actor's name, but he recently passed away, and that was one of the things, because I felt like he was a villain in the 80s and 90s, very recognizable, and he had passed away. And
Isn't he one of the guys with the gimp in Pulp Fiction?
He is in Pulp Fiction. He is in Pulp Fiction.
He is.
Yeah,
that's a good pull.
I think about the
Jim
gimp every
Carrey
day.
does it, and let me tell you, I think of, like, the thing is, to me, when especially rewatching it, only because I have seen this other movie more than a few times, I feel like with Jim Carrey and just his gift to be able to shape with his face and stuff reminded me of why it worked so well when he did The Grinch in 2000.
Oh,
There's
that's
just,
good.
and he talks about the smile in other interviews when he's been in the Sonic movies, but there is something about it where the fact you don't need effects because this guy put it on him and then he can roll with it, it means so much. But I really wish the movie was better. And, you know, The Mask is considered... I mean, I've seen a lot of people say that this is one of their favorite Jim Carrey movies.
Mm-hmm.
It is not mine. Rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, it's just... I'm a Ace Ventura, liar, liar kind of guy. But I think what most people may not realize is, and what's kind of surprising... It's like, this is Cameron Diaz's first feature film.
One of my notes says,
sort of
hello,
crazy.
Cameron Diaz, welcome to our dreams.
Yeah. And she's very much played up in that way.
Well, I want to ask you guys about this real quick. The critic consensus on Rotten Tomatoes, which would you be surprised to hear that critics are higher on this film than the audience?
I am a little surprised. I think
81% on the tomato meter, 68 on the popcorn meter.
No.
81 for The Mask on the credit. Wow.
Yeah, and it's
I would think it would be the opposite.
On Rotten Tomatoes list of the best movies of 1994, it comes in at 29 based on the tomato meter.
Well, depending on what the other 28 are, that might be
I
real.
just closed out of the tab. I could have told you, but I...
Are you a professional or what?
But
I've only been doing this for 17 years. But yeah, I actually thought it would be the opposite. I would not... If you said, hey... Let's just pretend you're McCash. Can you do your impression of McCash? Let's pretend this is Drinking With.
That you know, you hurt people's feelings when you start doing impressions.
The critics was 81 and the audience is 6. That'd be hard to digest, to be honest, because a lot of people I thought found this movie. I think a lot of it is dealing with childhood.
Mm-hmm.
It
is
maybe their
nostalgia.
Introduction to Jim Carrey. I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, you think about 90s kids, which we're all 90s kids at this table.
Sure.
Comic book, the movie. There was an animated series that came out after this. The
I don't
action
even remember
figures that came out.
I don't remember any of that either.
It was kind of a cultural phenomenon for kids of a certain age.
Yeah, and I think, and I remember, and the thing is, and this is sort of strange, but it recently, like within the last year or so, got a 4K release.
Okay.
And people are like, "Oh, finally," and stuff. And I'm like,
"Well, that's when like the reboot starts."
Yeah, but I'm like,
all the
this
chatter
is
about
what
that
you were
starts up.
for.
Yeah,
like it is a bit strange to me. And now, just so happens where we were doing this episode, and I'm like, "What?"
I think it's. I'm curious your thoughts on this, Brett, because I know you're particularly nostalgic about this too. But it was such a piece of cultural zeitgeist in the '90s. It was the character. But I think it was Jim Carrey, and that like I jokingly called it his Hulkamania run, but like the 90s were, and I remember like us being kids and just this being the funniest thing on the planet. Like, is that what has people still talking about it all these years later? Is that just what it caught? I don't want to say lightning in a bottle, but it was sort of the right ingredients, the right time to create something that was going to have a lasting impression on younger people at that time.
You know, there's a meme about before memes, dudes just used to sit around and say lines from the Chappelle Show to one another.
Yeah.
And this was one of those things, I think, in elementary school. Like
it was.
Somebody stopped me smoking. Like
I can't tell you how many times I heard a 10-year-old Brandon Vick say, "Look, Ma, I'm roadkill."
Really?
Yeah.
I do not remember saying that at all.
When I heard that, I was like, "Oh, that's where Brandon got that from when we were kids." You used to say it all the time, running around in the yard.
Yeah. Let me. You know, it's
there were
funny.
a lot of mass quotes from this movie that I was like, I remember Brandon being a child.
I quoted Ace Ventura like crazy.
Yeah.
So to me, when someone says, "Oh, 90s and Jim Carrey," I think of like both Ace Ventura movies.
Yeah.
And like I would literally like be in character like a wrestler, and my parents would ask me what's for dinner, and I would quote something from Ace Ventura 2.
Yeah.
Which I know wasn't as popular, but like I'll be honest, I like there's a lot of scenes where like he kind of takes over and the what is it? Like with the what's the where he shakes him?
The maracas.
The maracas, like that scene. Like there's so many scenes I remember of it, but I don't. And I remember smoking and stuff, but I don't ever remember actually quoting any of it. But I think it was like a Halloween theme. Like it was a big deal.
Oh man, kids were the mask for Halloween. I remember that.
And, but if someone said, "Hey, which one would you quote more?" I would say, "Oh, I mean, Ace Ventura for sure."
By the way, this is like the drama where in this memory of mine, I am 40 years old and Brandon is 10 years old saying, "Look, Mom, roadkill."
Look, Mom, roadkill.
Perfect.
And then I think, why would I don't even know how I would say it.
It was during backyard wrestling matches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, which makes total sense.
God, yeah, it was pretty clever.
I mean, I have a 10-year-old, and I can imagine him saying it right now.
I mean, honestly, I guess so. And the
TV
smoking, and I mean, it makes sense. It's just kind of funny when you watch it now because, like, I could quote stuff from between Ace Ventura and Batman Forever before I would go to The Mask at this at this stage. So it is funny kind of seeing it and being like, oh yeah, that like it was a thing. People definitely were drawn to it and thought it was funny or fun, whatever.
Watching this again at 39 years old, I've got a few more weeks before I'm 40.
Yeah.
Watching this again at 39, it did feel. There was an element of it that felt dark, and the only way I know how to describe it is like, have you guys heard of the uncanny valley phenomenon, where it's like something that appears to be human, but it's not actually human, so it kind of gives you the creeps, like your senses tingle a little bit. That's kind of what this movie felt like to me, where this is all slapstick stuff, but I'm also watching it like, this is kind of dark. This is kind of
there's elements of it.
Serious situations that he's just facing it like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
So when you say that you watch this and you see how we get to the Grinch later on in Carrey's career, I'm watching it like I see a little bit of the Cable Guy in this.
Yeah.
Well,
Carrey,
when he becomes the mask, sure. Yeah, there's a little bit of darkness in there. Yeah.
To me, it kind of comes back to Jim Carrey just being the heart of this thing, which, we can talk about Cameron Diaz. I found the quote I wanted to read about that. But, is this the thing? The critics talk about it, and they say, like, the exact quote is, "It misses perhaps as often as it hits, but Jim Carrey's manic bombast, the film's overall cartoony bombast, keep the mask afloat." It's interesting to me that we can take different things out of Carrey's performance here, but the heart and soul of this film still kind of comes back to Carrey's performance.
Yeah, well, I mean, in so many ways, he is the movie.
Yeah.
You can't get that kind of thing from many people. And even if, let's just say, Robin Williams was in this role, it would still be a different movie.
Yeah.
But he is an up-and-comer, and Jim Carrey is very much in his prime of how he contorts himself in making all these things. And that's where the Grinch really pops up into my mind, is that you can put something on him, but you can let him run. And he'll run with it, and that's who he is. He does that in the Sonic movies now. Like you can't take that away from him. That's just who he is. But I think it works better because it's the 90s and we're willing to let it be as insane as it is. But imagine someone else or anything that is not Jim Carrey, and I don't think you leave with that same memorable experience. And no matter who it is, including Cameron Diaz, I don't think you're there. Like, you have to have someone that is that kind of performer who literally is physically changing what this character is supposed to be, even from the comic books, and be able to deliver a performance like that. To me, this is exactly it showcases the strength of what Jim Carrey can truly do, for better or for worse. Sometimes it's so indulgent that it's like, okay. But without it, I really don't know what this movie is. And I don't think it'd be nearly as memorable if it wasn't Jim Carrey saying it.
I'm really surprised with that tomato meter reading, the more that I think about it, because it's what you said. Like, for a 10-year-old kid, you've got all these one-liners that I can say on the playground to kids. You've got this, like, dream scenario, like you turn into this superhero kind of figure and do whatever you want. And so, like, of course kids love it. It's the same reason my kids love the new Super Mario Galaxy movie. That's not a movie. It's just a bunch of cutscenes of that. And so...
in Hereditary.
So it's very... Yes, yeah.
Remember?
And it's so... It's surprising that adults... I mean, I do wonder if some of it is, like you said, because it was the 90s, like just the view of those kind of things were different. Whereas now everyone's going to say, like, in a landscape of, like, prestige TV and the way movies are now, like, where were the layers in this, and like what was the source of his trauma?
You're not getting you're not getting the same shit you did back then. Now, like it wouldn't fly. Even if Jim Carrey was a quote unquote newcomer, it came out at the right time, and I think that's why people kind of have this fondness about it. But it's not that great of a movie to me.
Yep.
But if people loved it for certain reasons, and Carrey probably is most of it, I understand it.
Yep. It reminds me a lot of Dick Tracy.
Now, I haven't seen that in a very long time, but it's very cartoonish. It very much is. And it's got a lot of great people in it. Hoffman, Pacino, Beatty, Madonna.
A cartoonish take on something that is not very cartoonish in real life.
Yeah.
And I think, this is going to sound crazy, but like, I think you could probably put Sin City in this bucket of movies as well, where it's like...
it's kind of got that vibe.
That's not too crazy.
I know Sin City, obviously violent, not a lot of funny comedic moments, but there's something about it that... I don't know, like...
Aaron Taylor Johnson would be the Mask now.
Oh.
That's how we would do it.
Hold on,
that's how we would do it.
Let's work this reboot real quick.
I'm just telling you, it would be. First of all, it would take itself way too seriously, which The Mask in '90s does not. Which, as it shouldn't.
Right, to its credit.
Yes, and I think it makes it more digestible. But yeah, in this day and age, it would be someone like that, or,
I could vibe with that though.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was pretty goofy and Craven, so
it feels like The Mask now would be more like the Joker.
Yeah,
like that's what would the final outcome would be. Something like that. Did
you ever see Son of Mask?
I did not, thankfully.
I haven't either, but Jamie Kennedy did it.
I feel like we did go see that.
I didn't see it.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know if that was like a pitiful date you went on and you just thought it would be fun to see it.
Yeah.
But I actually have never sat and watched all the way through.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to add it to the list.
And that says something, because we would pretty much see anything on opening weekend.
Next summer, Son of the Mask on Movie Review Rewind.
I'm tracking with your vibe about Sin City, because it feels like the city environments themselves, like it could almost be the same universe that they take place in.
Yeah, and I would love to see Marv in the mask. Marv kind of has the mask on.
That's true.
To be honest.
But I think it's part performance, but it's also the setting of these movies kind of add to it. And I think it's something
can I just say, to your point, the way that it's done is almost like this, like especially when you get to Batman Forever, like the city they're in is not it's really not that real. And so then when it says, hey, it's based on a comic book, you're like, oh,
yeah.
Okay. I see it now. I'm not sure if it does it any favors or not, but it makes sense. It's logical to that.
What's the name of the city? Do you remember? It says it at the very beginning of the movie. It's like Edge City or something.
I think it's Pittsburgh.
But it makes a lot more sense now, knowing that it's based on a comic.
That kind of it's set in that kind of atmosphere. That's true. Yeah.
So my point in bringing this up is that we've kind of hammered home this idea of nostalgia for this film. And I think there is a part of it that's like, for us that were kids at the time, it's Jim Carrey, it's physical comedy, it's silliness, the quotability, the one-liners, all that stuff. But then I think there's this common thread through movies like this where I don't want to say it's like noir, but like there is some like old Hollywood,
Yeah, no, there
and
is.
then you
There's definitely inspirations of that.
you put like Cameron Diaz out there with her bulging out of her dress and all that,
Right,
and
right.
I'm picturing a line through generations where like the dads are kind of in on this and they're
Like,
taking
you know what
their
I
kids
wish?
to see
I wish
it.
that actress would put cum in her hair. That's what I wish.
Yes, yes. Well, they'd only have to wait a couple years.
That's
for
right.
There's
That's
something
right.
about Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't know, that probably
That is a
sounds
part
way,
of a scene in case you
way out of
wanted to know.
pocket. But
Isn't she famous for? I mean, come on, that's one of the most famous Cameron Diaz
yeah,
things.
yeah. Well, we're also all like 40-ish.
Yeah, no, I
So-
realize it's creepy.
I don't know. Like we do numbers on YouTube, and I just wonder like how many of those people are our age
or
or
with
younger.
it. That's right.
Yeah, are with it. That's right. So I kind of think going back to the nostalgia thing, like I feel like this is going to sound so weird to say, but there is something in this movie for everyone, in a way, because of you have the iconic performance from Jim Carrey, but
Yeah.
there is this sort of genre of film that it feels like classic Hollywood. As stupid as that feels to say out loud.
Well, it is a time when things like that were being made,
Mm-hmm.
and it made money. I mean, don't.
Oh, it was a huge
Yeah, I was going to say,
success.
let's not act like The Mask didn't make money.
I got
but the
those
thing
figures
is,
handy.
I really think it is how into Jim Carrey are you
Yeah.
and what he's able to do? Because at this point with The Mask, it's new.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't maybe besides an Ace Ventura, you haven't seen that. And be able to do something like that is cartoonish, but also from a comic book, and also be able to kind of really, blow up on some of these stories. And because when honestly, you watch the movie and you're really just waiting for him to put the mask on. I mean, that's really what
Yeah.
it is.
Are
you
you
know?
okay?
Huh?
I
I broke my wrist. It's fine. And like, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate that. But the excitement about the movie overall, it's like an hour and 40 minutes, and it feels longer than an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
It's definitely Jim Carrey being what we would consider the ultimate, like, Jim Carrey experience.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really all they got. And in this day and age, I think some could argue that it's not enough. It's not quite enough.
Where does it fall in that list of Ace Ventura and like?
The timeline wise,
Yes.
I
Like
was
what
just
he was
about
doing?
to say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys realize The Mask, Ace Ventura, and Dumb and Dumber were all 1994?
It was all the same year.
All
I
in
think
the
in
same year.
retrospect, I have heard that before.
And
To
then,
me, The Mask is the third of the three. But
So
Dumb
then-
and Dumber should be the
95 is Batman Forever, where he plays the
okay,
Riddler.
so he's
Ace
okay.
Ventura, When Nature Calls, so the sequel. 96 is The Cable Guy, then Liar Liar in 97, and then we go to The Truman Show and Simon Birch in 1998.
Okay.
Was
Oh, wow.
The Mask first in '94?
That's a good question.
The reason I'm
I
asking
think it
is
was in, but I thought it was Ace
The Mask
Ventura,
was-
Mask, and then Batman Forever.
Released July 29th, 1994.
That's summer blockbuster, folks.
Ace Ventura was February of that year, so Ace
So-
Ventura
Okay,
came
so Ace
first.
the
Ventura's
reason
for-
the reason
okay.
I'm asking, and this makes sense, is I caught a little bit of Ace Ventura on TV recently, and he does a lot of that. Those noises he's making, and like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
one-liners,
Yeah.
and like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a lot. So it feels like the success of The Mask was set up
He's
for like
feeding
if
into
you
what
like
we already
this,
know.
you're gonna love
Yes.
this too.
And honestly, even on down the line, like, oh, are you okay?
You just broke your
No,
wrist.
Whew.
Yep.
I was
I'm
I'm the
Just
only one
spilled
with
it.
two working
Yep.
wrists.
I was gonna
left.
say no. His urn just fell,
About,
and it
about
was
spilled my urn all over
Yeah.
my MacBook.
and it was I love, to me, like, he uses this, like, you can apply Ace Ventura to The Mask, you can apply The Mask to Liar Liar, you can apply Liar Liar to
Yeah.
The Grinch.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I'm an Ace Ventura, Liar Liar, and then The Mask is on down. And I don't really know if it's, I mean, I feel like the story always affects the overall thing. Because like Liar Liar is silly, but a father trying to get his son, you don't want to lose, and there's different experiences you can apply it to. The Mask is very unique and distinct on exactly what we're doing, and it's more of just like how crazy can you get, but still try to align it with like, I have to get rid of it, and I like this girl. Because, Cameron Diaz isn't going to fuck Jim Carrey. We know that. That's not real.
We really went a place with this
Yeah,
podcast.
but I will tell you, the guy jumping in to get the mask, I get it. He seems like the type. He should.
Speaking of Cameron Diaz, I wanted to pull this
Well,
quote.
she had cum in her hair.
I wanted to pull this quote from the critics' consensus on
good.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, good.
Says credits Cameron Diaz's blousy appeal.
Blousy?
What does blousy
that
mean,
sounds-
gentlemen?
Well, that sounds creepy.
I'll paraphrase, but on Rotten Tomatoes, someone said that her blousy appeal was its own character in the movie, and I
But
feel
what
like
is
that's
that,
true.
though? Is that like she shows too much?
It's just they put
is she
so much
sexy
emphasis on that
on like
throughout
the sexy
movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she's eye candy. She's eye candy for sure. There's no question about that. And thank God her career got better.
I was about to say, like,
I'm just kidding.
Well, hold on. She
Either
did.
being John Malkovich in Gangs of New York, I'll give her that.
Gangs of New York. This is a rabbit hole. Quick
Go ahead.
aside here. The most miscast role in movie history.
Is Cameron
Diaz in Gangs of New York.
I don't mind it. I don't
You
mind it.
really?
I don't.
Oh.
I'm not saying someone could have done better. I don't mind it.
What did she go on to do?
But I
I'm
will
gonna
tell
have to-
you, being John Malkovich and also a movie that I think she deserves more credit for, In Her Shoes.
Charlie's
with
Angels.
Toni Collette.
Okay.
I like that one.
Charlie's Angels.
Yep, she's good in it. With Drew
She's the
Barrymore.
single worst part of the holiday to me.
Ooh, that might be
Yeah.
a take.
That I don't know if it's a hot take, but it's a take.
I love the holiday. That's one of my.
I love Kate
that's
Winslet.
one of my
and
favorite.
well, now that I think about it, maybe I don't like Cameron Diaz as much as the other three.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot of her other. Oh, I forgot she had a cameo in Fear and Loathing.
Well, that doesn't count.
There's Something About Mary is 98.
That's one of her best.
Mhm.
That is one of her best ones.
Any Given Sunday. I loved her in.
Well, yeah.
We
did
just
a thing on
we
that.
just talked about that.
Did a
Wait,
thing on that.
I'm getting no. We're
No,
gonna
that
talk
was
about
months,
that
yeah,
in
that's
3
coming-
months.
yeah.
We're gonna talk about Any
Yeah,
Given
that's right.
Sunday. Shrek. I never saw Vanilla Sky.
She's fine in it. I remember thinking Tom Cruise and Penelope Cruz.
Shrek is probably one. I mean, not that she makes Shrek, but her consistent presence
Yeah.
throughout Shrek is
Yeah,
probably
it's
one she
nice
doesn't
to
get
hear.
enough credit for.
I think we remember Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy.
That's
the
right.
most.
Yep.
I swear I thought I saw her in something recently that I was like, oh wow, this is really good.
I really, she's great in being John Malkovich. I don't want anybody to think, and I actually don't
might
think
have-
she's bad in
It might have
in
been
Gangs
any Given Sunday.
in Gangs of New York, but there's a lot that she's in that is very much of like, what's the one someone like with her and Leslie Mann and someone else? It was like they all dated the same man or something. The
I
other
don't know.
woman maybe,
Yes.
right? And then
Yes.
now she's made a comeback, and they're like, oh, she's out of retirement. You know what she did? She did an action Netflix movie with Jamie Foxx.
I was about to say, is
No
that her
one remembered.
comeback?
That no one remembers, and she did an Apple TV movie that Jonah Hill directed that has Keanu Reeves in it, and I don't think anybody's going to remember that either.
That's a bummer.
So
all
But
this
hey,
did for Jim
people's-
Carrey, it didn't do
from
shit
what
for
I
Cameron
understand,
Diaz.
people still love Night and Day, so take that for what it's worth.
Is that right?
No, that's what people say.
I never saw Night and Day.
Me neither.
I mean, it's a
But
fun,
I
silly-
have heard people say it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's not bad at all. Tom Cruise inserts his Scientology in her, and
Tom Cruise is in it. That's why it's
exactly, exactly. Enough said.
All right, so where were we on The Mask?
I don't know. Thank God for Jim Carrey is where we're at on The Mask.
I jotted down not to get too deep about this movie, but I do think there is a theme about the masks that we wear throughout society and how if we were to release our inhibitions a little bit, we would kind of become something different from what we present to society.
Yes, and I think that's more apparent during the first part of The Mask when him and his whatever that guy, whoever's buddy guy is, and and like the one
That old
comes
horn
in,
dog
and
in
he
the
has
office.
no chance of it. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. And so what persona do you take on to be that kind of guy? But also, and I even like when the villain takes it on, it's different. It doesn't work the same way. It still relies on the person you are inside. Like, I mean, there is some rather like, okay, you can recognize what that means and the person that you are, the person you can be, and if you use it for good or bad or whatever. But
they, and they infuse some of that with the Ben Stein character too.
Yes,
The
when he
book.
goes
And
to yeah.
while you're talking about the mask changing depending on who puts it on, going back to 10-year-old boys, the dog putting on the mask is like Jordan dunking from the free throw line. Like,
it is.
doesn't get better than that.
Yeah, you're like,
It's
oh,
good.
he's gonna do it. He's
That
gonna
is
do
good.
it. Yeah, it doesn't. But you know what the thing is? It doesn't last as long as I remember.
Yeah.
It's,
Same
it's,
here.
It's
I
a lot
can't-
quicker than I thought
yeah.
it was.
Mm-hmm.
And the villain taken on, I'm just like, okay, that's like, I didn't know it at the time, but like, that's Elon Musk, I guess. Like, I didn't know him at the time, but that seems like an Elon
It was
Musk
actually
kinda thing.
commentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I think in the end, it's very much a showcase for the Jim Carrey that people fell in love with. I think that's really what it comes down to.
It is interesting to look at this film as a sort of moment in time. And you look at that year where it was Ace Ventura in February, The Mask that summer, and then Dumb and Dumber on December 16th,
Oh, wow.
which
I
imagine
did not realize it came out at Christmas.
taking your family to see Dumb
Wow.
and Dumber on Christmas for the first time.
Hulkamania may be too light a sentiment
That's-
for
yeah,
that
I
year
think
for
so.
him.
Yeah,
I think so. I think this is the whole damn Stone Cold run. is
Yeah,
what I
that's
think it is.
this
insane. In
is
one
the
year.
Attitude Era.
Yeah, this
is
is,
the Attitude
yeah.
Era. Yeah. But it is really interesting to look back at this as a sort of moment in time where obviously we were too young to understand like, career trajectory and like what this is doing for Jim Carrey. But it really was one of those films that, and I'm with you, Brandon, like the story I don't think is very, very diverse. I feel like it's very cookie cutter comic book movie. I do like the opening scene where they show you, it's almost like this mythical
Yeah.
where they discover the mask and it comes
yeah.
loose and all that. But for the most part, I do feel like the story is very by the book, and this movie excels in how Jim Carrey accentuates the character. But it is kind of interesting to look back, and I used the term cultural zeitgeist earlier. It's like this, for a certain generation, this movie was so big that it set the foundation for Carrey's career and what he would do throughout the rest of the 90s. Not this film in particular. I just mean that 94 season, if you will.
Okay.
I mean, you talk about like the Brady 50 touchdown season, stuff like that is like Jim Carrey's 94, where he became a star.
Yeah, well,
out
and the
of
thing
this.
is, you ask anybody today, Dumb and Dumber is the one they remember.
It is for me.
That is
yeah.
but even
Yeah.
people like of a certain age are like, what's your favorite? And Dumb and Dumber's there. So it just goes to show you that none of these were misfires per se, but
yeah. And
some of his best work is actually to come. And Dumb and Dumber, I think, is a very, very iconic classic comedy that you can't. Him and Jeff, it just doesn't get any better.
yeah,
But
the
the
mask.
fact he did all three of those, that's a good little run.
Yeah, The Mask had an estimated budget of somewhere between 18 to 23 million.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Its box office run worldwide, everything included, 351.8 million
In the 90s.
in the 90s.
That's
That's a
insane.
star.
And
You're a star.
we talked a little bit earlier, like this was kind of a critical hit. Like
Yeah.
critics did not hate
Yeah,
this movie.
I think that's it too. Is that it was not like, a 30% rotten, and then people, I mean, it was.
I was reading through some of my notes on this film and like researching what I wanted to put in the show. Like there were a couple of critics, one being from the Knoxville News Sentinel, by the way,
Oh, let's read that.
that had The
Kane?
Mask in their honorable mentions for the best pictures of the year in 94.
Wow,
And I just told you
that
guys,
is a bit crazy.
based on the tomato meter, the 29th highest ranked film of 1994.
Yeah, and considering how many movies came out, that's pretty good. And considering the kind of movie it is, I don't think a lot of people would expect that.
So what did I? 81%
Yeah.
on.
And you said 60 something for the peasants. I mean, audience.
For the audience, yeah. The Mask had 81%. The Shawshank Redemption has 89%.
Jesus. Well, that's too. Yeah,
that's so
too,
surprising to me.
That is insane.
Yeah,
So surprising to me.
Yeah, that skill is yeah, that's a little different.
Do you guys have a favorite quote from this movie? There were a couple for me that came to mind right away because I remembered Brandon saying them when we were kids.
Which I don't, which is sad.
Look, Ma, I'm roadkill, and that's a spicy meat the ball.
I remember that one and the smoking. I remember those. It's not so much a quote, but I always remember the Chaka, the
maracas.
The maraca thing. I remember that whole sequence. And when I saw it, it was as clear as day to me. And it's something that in that time, in that kind of comedic performance, that honestly Jim Carrey could get away with anything. It really didn't matter.
Man,
he could
that's
get away
a good.
with anything.
Yeah, it did feel like that.
And I
for
definitely
sure.
feel like that movie let him do it. And we knew.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one is Party because I gotta.
Oh, I love that. That's
as
a bar.
Yeah.
As a 10-year-old, that's like
That's legit. That's like P.
comedic.
Pablo
Yeah,
swing your
that's right.
shirt around.
Poetic. Like who could come up
or
with
DMX,
something like that?
Like that's
Yeah.
Who let the dogs out kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's true.
I feel like every once in a while, this podcast calls for an impression.
Oh, let's hear it.
We've done it for the female orgasm.
Yes,
in
with
our
Harry
When Harry Met Sally.
Yeah.
We've done impressions of Black Phillip from The Witch.
That's right. That's right.
Does
that's right.
does anybody want to take a stab at The Mask?
I don't.
You go on, kids.
Smoking. No, that was too. I've had too
You
much to
started
drink. I
laughing.
can't pull it
you
off.
actually started laughing. Yeah.
Smoking. All right, we're not going to do that then.
Yeah. Let's end on that.
You don't want to try and recreate 10-year-old Brandon.
I don't remember shit that I said.
Look,
that you
I'm
remember.
roadkill.
Yeah, I don't.
That was
really
not my
don't
mask
remember.
impression. That was
That was
my
pretty
impression
good,
of
though.
10-year-old
that was me.
Brandon. Yeah.
That was me doing it.
All right, we'll try again for 12 Angry Men.
Yeah, I got a good one for that one.
Do impressions that. That's all the notes that I have on 1994's The Mask.
Hold on, before you wrap it up, were you surprised of how easy it was when Cameron Diaz went to the bank to ask for some money
Well,
and asked for like?
did you see
Does
how
it work?
blousy she was?
No.
Though?
Well, the blousiness was popping, and I thought maybe I should
Try
do
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go
Well,
to Regions
Yeah.
with my balls hanging out.
I was about to say,
and say,
just,
hey,
make sure that them things thinging.
hey, look what's happening.
Just braced. I don't know. Do you have
I don't
a
know
bra
why.
for your
I'll be
balls?
honest with you. I just imagine wearing like a Ric Flair shirt and a black thong with my balls hanging out and thinking some man's going to give me a loan.
It's not that
Give
your
me an
balls.
impression of that.
Hold on. We've got to hash this out. Your
Oh,
balls
okay.
can't just be hanging out.
No, they can.
They've
In
gotta
Gladeville
be-
Elementary. In,
What?
no, not the school.
What?
No, stop. In Gladeville, I think it could.
They've got to be supported like they're wearing like they're in a bra.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You've got to make them. You got to push them
now
up a
you've
little
lost
bit.
me because I thought
So
for sure.
maybe we just tuck them in your waistband.
Yeah.
And they're pushed up a little bit.
And like my dinosaur overalls.
Would you?
Triceratops.
Well,
Would you also be filming the bank with your purse so that you
Yeah,
could come
oh,
back
yeah.
and rob it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
all right. Well,
I would get that.
listen,
I would get that guy who told me no, and I would show back up, like an Aaron Brockovich type character.
Okay.
I'd say, "Oh, guess what, Dale?
I feel like we've checked all the
Have
boxes
we? Okay.
on this
All right,
episode.
yeah.
Brett, any parting thoughts on The Mask?
I'm
Smoking.
There you go. Why
that
didn't
a
you do
good
that
one?
earlier? I needed that
well,
earlier.
I had it in my gut right then and there.
That wasn't me, so I just want to
No,
give credit where
don't
credit
you
was
dare.
due.
Don't you dare.
That was
It
Kane,
actually scared me.
actually.
That came from my scrotums. Don't you dare take credit for
It
it.
actually scared me.
That was. That
Would
was,
you like to do like any Jim Carrey impression?
Yeah, sure. Somebody stop me.
No.
Oh,
Nice.
Great.
That was from NPR. Thank you. Fantastic.
All right, Brett. You didn't get your final thoughts out because Brandon.
He did his impression.
I'm going to be honest. My adrenaline's going after I got scared by that, so I don't have anything else.
Brandon, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Any parting thoughts on the mask?
No,
before we get out of here?
I understand people's love for it. It is still, back then it wasn't, and it's still not one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies. But if someone said, "Hey, name a movie that utilized what Jim Carrey could do back then," I think they got every penny's worth.
There you go. That is going to do it for our discussion of 1994's The Mask. As always, you can check out all of our work covering movies at NashvilleMovieDispatch.substack.com. Subscribe, rate, review wherever you take your podcasts in. We are out there on these internet streets. For our buddy Brett, for Brandon, I'm Stoney, and until next time, you stay classy, moviegoers.